Jesus often spoke in parables. And sometimes when you read these parables and you're trying to get a clear interpretation of what it is that Jesus is saying to us. And we talked about yesterday on the broadcast, Mark chapter 12. Beginning there, he began to talk about a man who had a vineyard built. And he said he built a tower in it, and it was producing. And he had husbandmen who were taking care of the vines and the grapes, and was doing well. So the owner of the vineyard, he sent a servant to go down and had the servant bring back fruit for the vineyard, some wine. And they abused him. And it says that they beat him, and they sent him away. And I told you yesterday that I believe that this is giving us a picture of humanity, because in the 11th chapter of Mark, the question was asked of Jesus was, what is your authority? By what authority do you preach and teach? And now, as this question is following over into chapter number 12, we're seeing what Jesus is bringing out here. Talking about humanity. And humanity who chooses to follow its own vices, follow its own way, often with no regard of anything that's spiritual. In other words, people who are living totally in the soulish realm. And this is why we have the things that we find in society where people are so mean and cruel to one another. And for me, that's a hard thing for me to comprehend, because I'm a man of peace. And I'm a man with love in my heart. And when I see people, my first impression I would always like to think is, hey, they're just people. They're living their lives. They're pursuing the things that they want to pursue. Go about your life. Be happy. But then you see something that is just hard to fathom. Somebody who would be cruel to someone and would talk ugly to them. Or maybe you would see somebody who's abusing somebody. Or maybe somebody who's just sticking their nose in where it doesn't belong and just acting out of a carnal sense, in a carnal way. And you want to say, hey, just have peace in your heart. You see, that's what Jesus always wanted for people. When he says he saw the multitudes and he loved them, God wants the best for everybody. And he wants people to be happy and full of joy. But that would only come when a person has a peace in their heart and they're being led by the Spirit. Let's see, Jesus is teaching all of these things, but humanity in its cruelty, the man who follows after carnal things, instead of seeking peace and love and joy, they seek to abuse and to hurt. And the love of God is not in them. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.